Hello everyone, now let us see how to search a ICD 10cm code. In the current session, we will be discussing the code for diabetes mellitus with chronic kidney disease. So coming to the question, patient presents with CKD and in the past medical history, you can find diabetes mellitus. So here CKD is mentioned. CKD is nothing but chronic kidney disease and it has various stages and a special code for unspecified stage also. So how many codes are required in order to code diabetes mellitus with CKD? Though there is a combination code for CKD and diabetes mellitus, you need to code two codes. Whenever a person is suffering from diabetes mellitus comes for the treatment of CKD, you need to assign two ICD codes. One for the type of diabetes mellitus and the other to indicate the stage of CKD. So first of all, what is CKD? CKD is a multi-system disease due to a progressive loss of kidney function. And the kidney's function is generally measured by GFR, which is nothing but glomerular filtration rate, and lower the numerical values represent the more severe CKD. Now here is the various stages. Here you can see the various stages of CKD and their specific codes along with their respective GFR rates. According to ICD 10cm, CKD is divided into 6 stages. Stage 1, Stage 2, Stage 3, Stage 4, Stage 5, Stage 6 and finally unspecified stage. For Stage 1, the code is N18.1 and in terms of glomerular filtration rate, it must be greater than 90. It will be greater than 90. And in stage 2, it can also be referred as mild CKD. If the physician describes mild CKD or stage 2, for both cases, the code is N18.2. And the GFR rate should be in the range 60 to 80. And stage 3, the next is stage 3 or moderate. If the physician describes moderate CKD, it can be considered as stage 3. And stage 3 is again divided into two substages, stage 3A and stage 3B. The code for stage 3A is N18.31 and for stage 3B it is N18.32. And for stage 3A, the GFR will be in the range 45 to 59. And for stage 3B, it is more severe stage. It will be in the range 30 to 44. Next, coming to stage 4, it can also be considered as severe CKD. And the code is N18.4. And the GFR rate should be in the range 15 to 20. And next is stage 5, the code is N18.5. And in the stage 5 or stage 6, it will be less than 15 GFR. GFR will be less than 15. And finally, coming to stage 6, which is also called as end stage renal disease, ESRD. ESRD is nothing but end stage renal disease. Here the patient will be on dialysis. In some case, the patient will be on dialysis from stage 5 only. Chronic stage 5 also indicates CKD, end stage renal disease. And finally, coming to unspecified stage, the code is N18.9. If the physician simply mentions CKD without mentioning the stage, you need to code N18.9. Now coming to CKD with diabetes. For diabetic CKD, as we have discussed earlier, the appropriate coding is it requires two codes. One code to indicate the diabetes mellitus and the second code to indicate the stage of CKD. And if we go for ICD 10cm index, under diabetes you can find chronic kidney disease. Under diabetes with you can find chronic kidney disease. The code is E11.22. E11.22 is the code for unspecified diabetes with chronic kidney disease or stage 2 diabetes. For both the cases, the code is E11.22. For type 2 or diabetes NOS with CKD NOS, there must be two codes, E11.22 to indicate type 2 diabetes and N18.9 to indicate unspecified CKD. One important point is if the stage of CKD is mentioned, we need to code the appropriate code. If, for example, if the physician describes type 2 diabetes with CKD stage 1, in that case the codes will be E11.22 and N18.1. N18.1 indicates stage 1 CKD. Similarly, N18.2 indicates stage 2 and N18.3 indicates stage 3. Likewise, if the stage is mentioned, you need to code the appropriate code. If the stage is not mentioned for CKD NOS, if the physician simply describes CKD, the code is N18.9. And for drug or chemical induced diabetes with CKD NOS, two codes must be coded. The first code is E09.22 and the next is N18.9. And for diabetes due to underlying condition with CKD NOS, the codes are E08.22 and N18.9. And for secondary diabetes or diabetes specified type NEC with CKD NOS, the code is E13.22 and N18.9. And for type 1 diabetes with CKD NOS, the code is E10.22 and N18.9. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for further videos on medical coding and CPC training.